As previously stated in my previous videos, I am a huge fan of gangster movies, but there is a pretty huge difference in American gangster movies to Korean movies and, our subject in question, British gangster movies. So if you're a fan of gangster things or of British things, then I have made a list of the 8 best movies that you should be watching. By the by, I'm the movie guy and let's start this list. Number 8, Rock'n'Rolla. Now this list is not ranked by quality, all of these films are just class, but every director will only have one film from their catalog. That's unfortunate for Guy Ritchie, who has some of the best British gangster movies made. I've just recently rewatched Rock'n'Rolla and it's better than I've remembered. Russians and Brits go at it for a deal over land, while a group of friends try to make the most of the situation. Gerard Butler, Tom Wilkinson, Tom Hardy, Idris Elba, Mark Strong, and others show a very complete cast. The story is filled with twists and turns, a normal thing for Ritchie. There are some incredibly funny moments, the characters are interesting and easy to love or hate, and it's one of Guy Ritchie's most underrated movies. Number 7, Layer Cake. Before becoming James Bond, Daniel Craig played in this gangster flick. A good cocaine dealer receives 2 assignments from his boss as his retirement date looms. Again, the cast is flooded with British stars. There is Daniel Craig, Tom Hardy again, Michael Gambon. The script is probably my favorite thing about this film. It makes for an exciting watch, but one that is also smart and with characters that are easy to get behind. Daniel Craig absolutely shows his craft here. There's the violence, there's cocaine, there's that gangster feel in a world where the criminals and the rich have common ground. Number 6, Sexy Beast. Aside from being one of the coolest film names ever, this one has substance too. Don Logan, a violent gangster boss, recruits Gal for one last score, getting him out of retirement, but it all goes wrong. Ben Kingsley plays a brutal gangster and oh my god, he is so good in this film. It's unbelievable. I think Sexy Beast is not talked about enough. I think it's criminally underrated. The film has everything. It has those gangster elements, it has fantastic performances, there is tension, and it's also short, so if you're pressed for time, at 88 minutes, it's one of the shortest quality movies out there. Just like all of the other films on this list, it shows wit, the script never seems unrealistic or dumb, Sexy Beast has been largely forgotten about, but it's worth it. Number 5, Get Carter. It might be old, but Get Carter doesn't feel out of place watching today. Michael Caine plays Jack Carter, a gangster from London who travels to Newcastle to investigate the death of his brother. It's really amazing seeing Michael Caine in his younger years and playing these types of roles. Nowadays, it feels like Get Carter is the pioneer of British gangster genre, as it encapsulates this culture of Britain. Michael Caine is downright spectacular here. He is a vicious protagonist who wants to find out all about his brother's death. And this investigation brings us some brutal violence. The drama is the most important part, but there is some slapping, some fighting, some stabbing, some shooting. You guys get the idea. Number 4, The Long Good Friday. I've seen this one being heralded as the best British gangster movie. I don't agree, but it is a great one. An up-and-coming gangster is tested by the uprising of an unknown but powerful threat. Bob Hoskins plays Harold, the protagonist, and he loses himself in this part. There are 2 things that I really liked about it, aside from Hoskins' performance. First of all, it explores the life of crime in England in the 70s, and also it uncovers the illusion of people about themselves and the world that they live in. Plus, it feels original, something that you don't see that often, and finding another film like this with quality is truly a complicated task. Number 3, In Bruges. I just have this affinity for In Bruges that I cannot explain. I mean, it's a great film. 2 hitmen await new instructions from their boss in Bruges after a job goes wrong. Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson have real chemistry together. Ralph Fiennes is both creepy and hilarious. This is a black comedy film and it just hit all my funny bones. The internal conflict that Ray, the protagonist, struggles with is incredibly powerful, and some of the scenes are incredibly gory for a film that is so skilled at comedy. But what amazes me the most is just how unlike anything that I've ever seen this is. Number 2, The Italian Job. Michael Caine stars in another movie on this list. He plays Charlie Crocker, a man who comes up with a plan to steal a shipment of gold in Turin by creating a traffic jam. This film spawned an American remake starring Mark Wahlberg, which to me is not that far off quality-wise to this one. The Italian Job has some funny moments, some cool car chases which are the cornerstone of this film. It is its hallmark, so to say. This is probably the least gangster film on this list. It's more like a crime movie, but I think that it qualifies because of the characters which are some form of gangsters. It's got some up and down moments, but overall, I think it's a memorable one. And number 1, Dom Hemingway. While this list is not ranked on quality, Dom Hemingway gets the top spot just because of how underrated it is. I bet you haven't heard of it. Starring Jude Law, we follow the titular character who returns from prison after spending 12 years there and he wants to settle his scores. I love what writer Richard Shepard has done with this character because he's a moral safecracker. He realizes his mistakes, but he also knows when others do wrong by him. Plus, Jude Law plays phenomenally. There's some dark comedy here too. It's not the most serious film, but one thing is for sure, all 8 of these movies in this list are for British gangster movie enthusiasts. What other British gangster movies have I left out? Let me know down in the comments. While you are there, press that like and subscribe button. Press the bell to get notifications every time my videos get uploaded. And until next time, keep on watching movies, guys.